We're back with Tania Silva. She's running for District 3 City Council, and she hopes to get elected. I know you have to go through the process there, but tell us, I know we're talking a little bit about the issues about the district, and I'm well versed about the issues there. I know it's ignored. I know there's a lot of businesses that are reluctant to come out there. What would you do as far as talking to businesses, say, whatever happened in the past, we leave that behind. We say, you approach a new, how would you represent us as far as bringing businesses there?
Exactly. Well, I believe the first thing is actually bringing people in to the district instead of just having
individuals,
them,
you mean families and
exactly,
such. Okay.
or entrepreneurs who are interested, because we do have people interested in coming in. The city does have nice plans, nice packages of incentives, and especially now that impact fees are not higher in our district than they used to be.
Yeah, you were talking about that before we went for break, the impact fees. Yeah.
So now that entrepreneurs and businesses are going to see that, hey, they're being encouraged to actually go to the west side, I believe one of my responsibilities would be to actually bring the managers, the potential owners, to come and see this, to come and show them that it is not the gangland that everyone wants to portray, that it's not this rundown place. There are some areas that need improvement, and that is another one of my of the points that I would like to make as my efforts as a councilwoman is to change, to revitalize the area. But they need to see that there's a true commitment, and so far businessmen and women have not seen that from our councilors, and more specifically from the representatives of the Southwest.
A lot of times you see this catch-22 that the districts get in. Now, when businesses look at this area, they say, well, there's not enough people there to support us, so we're not going to go there. So when businesses don't show up, individuals either move out of there or they leave the state entirely. So we get in this vicious cycle. And right now, I feel like a lot of people have left that area.
Yes.
Are you feeling that, or is that just me? I feel the traffic is a lot lighter. People just kind of say, well, there's no... Because in order for them to work in the city and live in the west side, there's no large businesses that support them, so they have to take the freeway, come into the city, work downtown, or go somewhere else. So there's a catch there. There's a catch-22 where businesses don't come in, they say, well, nobody's going to support us. I think if you were to work with businesses first and kind of give them a perception that, look, we are willing to go out there and revitalize this area, you as a future city councilor, I think you're on the right track there as far as you bring in that.
And we do go out. You have seen just recently that a new pizza place just opened up, and it's not technically in our district because it's the other side of Central. It's packed because we do travel outside of our district for entertainment.
Yeah, they do support them.
We also have a large a large percentage of our district who are seniors, so it's a fixed income. So of course we would prefer to spend our money at home or spend our money in our district. But if there's no place to do it, we will go outside.
Yeah, when I was talking to Clarissa was here, your opponent, Jim Garcia was here, Mr. Caballero was here. I mentioned this to them because I think the area is suffering from a lack of business, because a lot of us have to leave there, either come into the city. Luckily, I don't have to, my work is not related to that geography there, so I'm able to move around because I go out of town and this and that. But individuals that work in downtown or somewhere, they always complain about how far it is, that now the gas has gone up to like $3-something. Before, you didn't hear that. When I first moved, there was $1 or something gas, I think about 10 years ago. So gas is ever since gas went up, people always say, oh, you know what, this is the most difficult place to live because there's nothing here supporting us. Aside from that, revitalization, you mentioned that about enhancing that area there. What do you think we could do as far as that area to revitalize it? I know there's some plans on Isleta, I think, to revitalize that.
Yes.
Bridge, I think they're talking about revitalizing that area. Yes. And parts of that fall into your district there.
Exactly. Well, one of the things, just even areas that are for entertainment for our families. Like I said previously, we do have the highest percentage of youth. We only have 2 skate parks who are always crowded because our youth has nowhere else to go. Especially Tower, Pond Park, and the Alamosa Park are the only places that are somewhat multi-generational.
Exactly.
Jamai, in a dream world, I would love to have a Domingo Vaca Center in the Southwest. Why can't we have it? We have the highest percentage of youth. We have a high percentage of seniors. We have young families. We have done our research. Our campaign has done research as to the demographics, as to who's voting, as to who's not, as to who actually lives there. And it is perfect for a multi-generational center. The closest thing that we have is the Alamosa Community Center, and it is very run down. So
it's starting to look run down. I've been there a few times, and I think it needs some improvement.
Yes,
well, we could
definitely.
use another one. You're thinking
Exactly. And sometimes our families, sometimes we don't even ask for much, which I disagree with. I think we deserve, like I told you, more, and we deserve better. For instance, I live close to the West Gate. When I was in high school, my mother had to drive me in winter hours to the South Valley Library because I was the only one. And she would drop me off there at 7 p.m. before going to work at 8. And I would just stay there those 3 hours waiting for that library to open. Years later, when they finally opened Westgate, everyone was expecting to at least have a building. Well, no, it's 2 trailers put together. But guess what? Our community was at least proud that we had a library. But I see it. Why can't District 3, and if you see that library in Westgate, it's always full with people, with children, where even with our youth, just reading.
A lot of them are using the internet there.
Yes.
And I think it brings a lot of traffic, them having internet there and stuff. You wouldn't think there would be that many people there, even with the advent of internet. You think that most people wouldn't go to the library, but they are.
Yes.
Like you said.
And so imagine now if we had programs that actually are targeting the youth, that are empowering the youth. We already have some programs, you know, like the Westgate Little League, the Westside Little Leagues. But what if we had even stronger programs? What if our libraries had stronger programs? Like I said, what if we did have a Domingo Vaca on the Southwest? It would be incredible, but we don't have it. And nobody can give me a good reason.
It's a lack of leadership. And a lot of
Yes.
times you hear from general citizens, they say, well, it's lack of leadership. Nobody cares about this area.
Exactly.
So I think we need someone like yourself and who wants to get in there and is passionate about that area. It's going to take someone like that can get something done for that area, because none of us want to live there. I personally, I have a selfish vested interest in that area because I've had a home there for 10 years now, and the home values have gone down and stuff because a lot of people left and stuff. Well, housing crashed, but it was not something to do with our area. But if you notice, our housing values there are different from the city, and you go into Nob Hill and other places there. So we'll talk about that in the next segment, the last final segment there. I gotta take a little break, and we'll come back, and anything else that you can think of, but we'd certainly like your passion regarding all this stuff. Take a short break. We'll be right back with Tania Silva. Okay.